Well, hello again. This is Rebecca, and welcome to my channel, A Reason to Hope, where each week I speak to dreamers and builders with a new message of hope, empowerment, and faith on your quest to creating new realities. Today, I want to talk to you about swerving, and if you don't know what that term means, you're about to find out. A couple of years ago, when Michelle Obama's book entitled Becoming was published, I was very excited because I'm a huge fan of the Obamas, both the former president and the first lady. I love audiobooks, and with the type of schedule that I have, sitting down and reading a hard copy is just not practical. So I always purchase the audio version. It was a great read, quote unquote, that took me about 2 weeks to finish. I begin each new year with 30 days of fasting and prayer, and that helps me to gain focus and clarity for the new year. And at the beginning of last year, 2019, I decided that I'd travel to San Francisco as part of a spiritual retreat and vacation. I began listening to Michelle as she narrated the book. And the book is about 12 hours long, so I began in San Francisco and I finished when I returned home. And I would listen between duties and responsibilities when I was driving around doing errands or at the gym while I was walking on the treadmill. And as First Lady shared her life experiences from childhood, what resonated with me the most was when she allowed herself to swerve, as she called it. Swerving meant throwing away her checklist of preconceived plans for how her life should progress and just embrace new realities as they unfolded. Now, from an early age, she had designed her life how it should flow. And she decided when she was young that she wanted to become a lawyer because it sounded like a good choice. She wasn't moved by any specific event or cause. It just sounded like a good choice. So she decided to become a lawyer. Because she had such good grades and her parents had sacrificed so much toward her and her brother Craig's education, she was admitted into Harvard Law School, one of, if not the top Ivy League schools in the country. After she graduated from Harvard, she accepted a position at a prestigious law firm in Chicago as a junior lawyer. She had achieved her childhood dreams, so she thought. But in less than 5 years, she came to the realization that she had no desire to be a lawyer. Imagine that, all the sacrifices her parents made to put their daughter through Harvard, which wasn't cheap and it still isn't. But the reason she even lasted 5 years is because of their sacrifice, and she didn't want to disappoint them. You know how you are with our parents. We don't want to disappoint our parents, especially when they have sacrificed so much for us. And she didn't enjoy reading briefs and doing research all day. So over time, she came to the realization that working in the nonprofit arena was more meaningful to her. She made a swerve. She changed her mind and she went in a different direction. Now, her story resonated with me because I made a swerve 12 years ago. I took the leap from a six-figure corporate job to starting my own coaching practice. Now, by most people's standard, I was a successful career woman, but I have to admit I was miserable. I had grown to dislike even getting up in the morning and going to work, and some of you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I had a bachelor's degree in business administration and a master's degree in accounting and taxation. Those credentials served me well for a season, but I had reached a point at which my passion was calling me in a clearly, entirely different direction. I quit my corporate America job and I obtained my coaching certificate. Now, some of my closest friends tried to discourage me, not because they didn't want me to go on to anything better, but they were just afraid for me because you know how you get in this stay put status quo mode. But I was just tired of the daily grind. I felt like a hamster on a wheel. I just had to get off. This would not be my last swerve, and I have to tell you that I enjoy living life on my own terms. And I've come to understand that it's okay to change your mind. Life is not a straight line, and you should definitely make plans. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because you don't want to just wander through life, but you want to allow yourself to be open to embracing new ideas and opportunities. Even if you spend a significant amount of time and sacrifice climbing steps to a certain pinnacle, only to realize that the view is not what you expected it to be, it's okay to change your mind. And part of the process of becoming is realizing what you don't want while growing into what you really are and birthing those inner dreams to create the reality that makes your heart sing. And perhaps you're in a place right now where you're going through the motions, but your heart's just not in it. You've invested a lot, so you're hesitant about making a shift. I encourage you to get clear about what it is that you really want. Share your passion with a trusted friend, not because you're seeking their approval, but you need a sounding board, you need a confidant. And finally, take those steps in the direction that gives you the most satisfaction. Life is about becoming. It's not a final destination, but a continuous evolution of growing, changing, and swerving. And my hope is that you will lean into that swerve and create a life that is meaningful, a life that makes a great impact upon the lives of others. So that is what I want to share with you today, and I'm hoping that you will lean into the swerve. And as always, I'm curious to hear what you have to say, what your thoughts are. So please leave your comments in the comments section below. I would love to hear from you. And I look forward to sharing with you again next week. And until then, take care of yourself and stay safe.